March 10th, 2023. The first R211 pilot set hit the rails for its 30-day revenue testing on the A-line from Inwood 207th Street to Far Rockaway Mott Avenue. But in January of 2024, the first production set of the R211 went into service. And the R211 isn't any different than the other rolling stocks. Therefore, there were lots of issues, and to give a list of the issues, the gearboxes that were failed, which led to oil leaks and flat wheels, and also lots of software problems, which led the MTA to come to a decision to temporarily take the R211s out of service to get them repaired and even some shit back to Kawasaki. Around the end of 2023, in the beginning of 2024, we started to see more R211 sets hit the tracks on the A-line.
Connection is available to tap.
Hi transit fans, this is Mauricexproductions here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and today we will be reviewing the R211 1 year later after its inauguration in March of 2023. I know it's been a little over a year since the R211 came out, but it's been 1 full year since the R211 came out. So if videos such as this piques your interest, why not support the channel by hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and also taking a look at our Discord server, which is linked in the description box down below. Now, without further explanation, let's head right into this video. The R211 is a one-of-a-kind rolling stock and also a step in the right direction for the MTA. I say some people aren't the biggest fan of these cars for many of their different reasons, but I have a right to make my own opinion. So with that being said, the R211 is one of my favorite and honestly in my top 3 rolling stocks in the MTA subway system. So one of the first things I realized with the R211s is when you first walk into the train, it's very vibrant and it's very spacious. There's lots of standing room and it's very good for accessible passengers. Now, that's one of the biggest things about me is that I am so glad that the MTA added more standing room, because the way the A train is, it gets very, very crowded. And we're gonna need more standing room compared to what we got on the 179s and the R160s, which are the other NTTs that came out within the last 10 years. The R211 does what those cars do, but better, with more accessible seating and a brighter, more colorful, and more vibrant interior. The R211 is a huge improvement in ride quality compared to, let's say, the R46. But I don't know if this can be because they are new or something like that, but I believe that these cars have a soundproof interior. And I say that is because when we go over track switches, the sound is very much reduced in these cars compared to other NTTs and other old techs. It's a better overall ride quality than what we see on the 179s and the 160s and the 68s, the 46s, and other rolling stock we see in the system. The R211 is a huge improvement, especially with the cabin. It's very, very much quieter, I realized, than the other cabins. And I'm going to play a video right now of how quiet this cabin sounds compared to a R160 or R179 rolling stock. This cabin is very much quieter than other ones. Now here comes a pro and a con. The R211 does the software well, but it's not good enough, especially for the MTA. I feel like there was so much potential to make these cars more informative, such as making more advanced announcements. For example, announcing tourist attractions around the station, such as 34th Street, Penn Station, Madison Square Garden. You already got the announcement for Penn Station. Other new things that could be coming near the station, such as Hudson Yards and more other stuff that's around the station already. And this is a lack of information that I feel like the MTA could have started with the R211. There was so much opportunity and it just wasn't taken. Now, another thing I don't like is that the screens on the walls is very much lackluster and lack of use. We don't need to know how to use our Omni cards. We get it. We see it around the system 100 billion times a day. I see a lot of people using their Omni cards, especially with my most recent visit to New York. I've seen a lot of people using Apple Pay and their Omni cards. I haven't seen but a lot of people using their Metro cards. You already pushed the image of having people use Omni. A lot of people using Omni. Let's move on. Why not make these screens something more informative, such as what's going around the subway, what's going on at the station, bad and good news about the MTA, stuff that people and tourists will actually be able to gain something from, and something not just using Omni, because we all know how to use Omni. Click on your phone, pay. You got an Omni card, just tap it and you go. It's simple. We don't need to know how to use no Omni. So I just hope that in the future they change these to actually something useful. Now I do see that they do present the map, the MTA subway map, which is good because everybody needs the map. But why not have that and more? So they did the bare bones minimum when it came out of software on those screens, and they could have done better. They could have added more. But that's my opinion on the software. Another thing, I see a lot of people talk about the overhead displays and how the letters look jumbo and large, and that stuff really doesn't bother me too much. I wish they were a tad smaller because it does kind of mess it up a little bit, but it really don't bother me that much. Honestly, the R142 is kind of the same way. I just wish, yes, the words were a little smaller, but I do love the color of the words, and it looks very, very different compared to what we're used to on the new NTTs in the system. Overall, in general, the R211 is one of the best rolling stocks out right now in the US in general. And honestly, it's an upgrade to what we are used to seeing every time the MTA comes out with a new rolling stock, which is the light blue seats with the white walls and the warm lighting. The R211 does all that, but so much better, and is actually building up to standard and up to code with the world that we live in today, which is all about technology, all about seamless technology. And the R211 does that well. It can do better, but it did it well enough compared to what we are used to. But transit fans and rail fans, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if videos such as this or other things on my channel pique your interest, why not consider supporting me by following our Discord server for more behind the scenes things, and also consider subscribing, which is highly appreciated. And also drop a like and comment on your opinions about the R211s. This is Mauricexproductions signing out. Bye, transit fan.